Likutei Halachos Hilchos Bircot Hashachar Halacha Hey. We're holding by Seif Yudalid, Yudalef, I'm sorry, 11. So we said that the process is that during Pesach you have to be very wary of this nekuda, of this mashal. That's why the chametz is osir b'mashal, even with a something. And after Kriyas Yamsuf, where Kodesh Baruch Hu has redeemed us with the ultimate redemption, the Pidyon Elyon, then Chometz becomes mutter, and when we get the Torah, then we actually get to the nekuda, to the mashu of the kedusha. Then the mitzvah is dafka to bring chalos chometz, So it says like this: Aval b'shas yitzias Mitzrayim called the Kabbalas HaTorah, when the time we came out of Mitzrayim, before Kabbalas HaTorah, it was impossible to get there, to that Shal Chamishim of the Pidyon, V'zuavas Mitzrayim היה נאחז בהם מאוד, and the filth of Mitzrayim, grabbed a hold on them to such an extent. Al ken haya kashe hageulah me'od. That's why the Geula was very, very difficult. Hashem Yisborach here aleim moichin rabim v'gdolim. Kodesh Baruch Hu illuminated on them tremendous moichin, tremendous moichin. Shalok HaSeder was mamish beyond Seder. There's any galut. This is the thing that redeemed them. Aval af al pichen, but still, adayin lo alu ad b'chinas hatikna kadisho. It's true that in Yetzias Mitzrayim they got this tremendous aura, this tremendous illumination. But this aura was Shalok HaSeder, and that's the thing that that took him out. But it was impossible to get to the Digna Kadisha, which is Esros, and the only way to get there is through a step-by-step process. That's one of the thing, when people come close to Yiddishkeit, they want to become the biggest tzaddikim in 5 minutes flat. It's just like, let me get there and do it, and it doesn't work that way. You can get, when you come close to a Kodesh Baruch Hu, the Kodesh Baruch Hu calls it upon you and brings you to Him. It does not happen. Let me just hold it. Just
is that like almost like the group that wanted to come out of Mitzrayim prior to the time? Like they wanted to go out too fast?
It's definitely, it's definitely a part of that, of that process. The immature kind of I thought I'm actually going to do it better, and I made it worse. Now I have this halo over my head. Just one second. I look like a saint, I have this.
Speaking of the Mona Lisa paintings.
Okay, so you want when a Baal Tshuva is ready to come to Kodesh Baruch Hu, when Kodesh Baruch Hu calls upon him, if you just show some kind of inclination, some kind of, that what happens is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu shines on you. this kind of illumination, which is lo kaseder, which is not kedei hateva b'chlal, and then it's being taken away from you, then you have to start chasing it on your own. So this is the you have to get it, because otherwise you'll never do tshuva. Because Baruch Hu has to let you taste it. Has to let you see, what it's like.
So that's like the awakening from above for a split
Yes.
second, just to get you to. Now it depends on you wanting to go after it.
And usually it's a very it's a very quick oscillation of there's illumination from above and you illuminate from below, and the illumination from above, it's all under the overall umbrella of illumination from above. Because it can't be just from above. I'm sure also, the Shechta, the Pesach, and the painted the mezuzahs with the blood, it's but everything done is like in the micro. You do a little bit, and you look a little bit, and it's very much like a dream. It's very much, like a make believe, kind of situation. I remember when I first got close to Yiddishkeit. It was 1976, 77, 78, around there. And I lived in North Tel Aviv, and there was a shul next to my house. And then I got to go to the mikveh for the first time. Somebody took me. So I went, I think this is Dover probably. So I went to, we're talking about the illumination that the Baruch Hu shines to Am Yisrael when they came out of Mitzrayim. It was Shalok Seder. I said that's the kind of illumination that the Kodesh Baruch Hu lights up the Metzias of the Baal Tshuva when he first comes. So I remember I had a shul. I lived in Tzfon Tel Aviv, in the north of Tel Aviv. Not far from me there was a shul. But the mikveh was far. It was like 20 minutes bike ride. Bicycle, not motorcycle. So what I would do, I remember, I would get up in the morning, I ride my bike to the mikveh, I toggle the mikveh, I come back with a ride, I would go to the shul, daven shachars, go home, sit down to eat. And I didn't know how to learn anything. I didn't know anything. So I learned Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. This I had from a bar mitzvah. I had Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Somebody gave me. And I said to Hillel, that's it. That's all I know. But I was like totally in that. So I remember that. I was so connected, the Kodesh Baruch Hu was shining so much that, I woke up in the morning and it was raining. It was raining cats and dogs. I was going to the mikveh. I said to myself, I took my bike, but the bike was in the house. I took the bike, I went outside. It was a lull in the rain. It didn't rain. It was just a few drops. I went to the mikveh. as I got to the mikveh building, it started raining. I said, okay, I'll be coming out of the mikveh, I'll be wet and everything. So I told, as I came out, it was just the last drops, and I came out right to shul. By the time I came to shul, it was raining already. But I wasn't, I was just as I came into the shul to where I put my bike there, it started to rain outside. When I went home to eat, it was not raining anymore. I got into my house and it was raining. I ate and everything, and then I'd go to the bus to take the bus to work. And I came out of the house, sun was shining, whatever it is, and I was saying to him, I was just like walking in the street saying to him, I would bump into the light posts because I didn't look where I was going, just tailing. I got on the bus, and on the bus it was raining cats and dogs. Until I got to work in the Silver University, by the time I got, it was just the last drops, and I got to work. By the time I get into the building, it was raining all over again. And I was like, everybody was drenched. And I was like, not a drop. So they sent me to another place in the university. I'm supposed to get paid. And I go outside, and I was like, wow, this is terrific. It wasn't raining. This is terrific, that Hashem is doing it for me, that everybody is wet and I'm totally dry. And as I'm walking, there's a huge puddle right next to the sidewalk, and the car comes. and there's a whole wave come. Not a drop on me, not a drop. A drop. When I told somebody about it, then I went outside and I got drenched. I told somebody, and I went out, and boom, I got the whole. But it was like, for hours, it was just totally. I was able to see the whole. As I was going along the whole time, that the whole thing was just like one hashgach, everything was open hashgach. It was everything that came about, again and again and again. This is very typical for a life of a Baal Tshuva. In the very, very beginning.
Then has to caress the person and not.
No, you have to tell him what you have to tell him what's on the other side of the rainbow. It's only afterwards. It's only later. Once you already got a little bit of thing in you, then it's taken away. Now you have to earn your stripes. Now you have to earn your colors. Now you have to work.
And how do you know when you're doing enough? How do you know when you're doing enough spiritually?
You don't.
Just do what you can.
That's it. You don't need to do any more than that. The name of the game, the success in Yiddishkeit, is very much like success in anything else. You can look backwards at your life and lament, woe is me, and my story is so sad, and it's so tragic, and I can't believe it happened to me, and I don't know what to do with it, and like, whoa, forget about it, and this is unbelievable. The truth of it is that the entire world is awash in that. 99.9999% of all humanity is crying, what happened to me? Or how poorly I have done, I didn't do enough, or I did do enough, or all this kind of stuff. There's 0.00001%, which are the successful people, spiritually, physically, monetarily, any which way, in any area. They have only one question. How?
How do I serve Hashem?
How do I serve Hashem? What next? What to do next? How do I pay my bills? How do I do this? How do I do that? How? Forget about the why. Forget about all this. You know, the question is how. That's it. Nothing else. This Indian of was I Yotze, was I not Yotze, did I do it, didn't I do it? This is loser talk. I'm telling you right now, you never did enough. And I'm telling you right now, you always do enough. Just get on with it. Just do it. That's it. Even when it comes to davening, you know, like somebody Hashachar can be sick, or your situation is difficult in different ways, or whatever, and you're wondering, like, did I daven enough, or did I not daven enough? Maybe if I would have davened more, it would have. Just stop. Just stop. You do what you can, you daven the way you can, and you do it b'simcha. And you come close to the tzaddik and his talmidim, and you go with it. You know, like David, they go out to his Beidadus and this and that. They didn't know what David. Maybe it's David Melech Yisrael. They don't know. They don't know which David, right? Yeah. Just the main thing is just do. Just do. Just do. The Rebbe says, I love people that you know, the simple people that just do. You know, I want to bring you into doing. Just do. That's it. So, in the very beginning, when they came out of Mitzrayim, so they have to be tremendous illumination. But it's just Kalok Seder, you know, they weren't, they couldn't sustain it. So first of all, he took him out of the Gil, he took it out of Mitzrayim. But they didn't go after the Dikne Kadisha, they didn't go after the Holy Virtues, Esratzim, until the time of Shavuos. But the Geula was through this immense illumination of the intellects. Over there, then, the Geula was through the 24 kinds of redeemings. I don't know, redeements, I don't know which way to call it. Redemptions. Pidyon, how do you call a pidyon? I don't know how to call a...
Soul redemption. Ransom, you said.
There is no real word in English for that. But it's anywhere between ransom and redemption. You know, something that redeems you. All these pidyonis and all these redemptions and deliveries are through the sweetenings of all the judgments. They're all done through the illumination of the intellects. And the more the intellects shine, the more the intellects shine. With greater strength, the judgments are sweetened more. That's in the time of getting out of Mitzrayim. They still didn't, they didn't go all the way to the Dikne Kadisha. They already had all the 24 redemptions. They didn't have the one, the overall redemption, that includes all of them together. Even though they didn't go to the tikkun of the holy beard, which is where the total combined pidyon, and the Geula was through the 24 different kinds of pidyonis, different kind of redemptions. It was such a flush, such a tsunami of heavenly illumination until the zomas and the filth of Mitzrayim was cancelled out. And the people were saved and redeemed from the Egyptians. Then the chometz is also even a something, because then you have to totally annihilate the chametz.
You have to go to the extreme to get them out.
Yeah, it has to be totally without any chametz, because they're so susceptible. It was such a precarious state. They got they got the illumination so strongly because they were still totally held in, within. You'll see all the trials and tribulations that went afterwards in the midbar. They had this nisayon, this nisayon, this nisayon, and here, here they were whining, and here they were complaining, and here there was all the end of Zoras Mitzrayim. But when they're coming out of Mitzrayim, none of that could have mattered. None of that could have been allowed to have an achiza there. Because they were in the hands of Mitzrayim. To get out of the initial getting out of Mitzrayim had to be that it was just a flush with tremendous illumination. They get them out. There's no smidgen of sofek. There's no smidgen of, like in the story I told you. Throughout that instance, where the water happened, didn't happen, whatever it is, until I got my lesson a little bit later on, and this, it didn't happen immediately. It happened a few more times. Going out, no rain. Coming in, raining. The whole... It was totally pure. It was totally complete. It was totally...
innocent.
You know what I'm saying? Mitzad Hashemayim. But that's mitzad my side was totally innocent. Mitzad Hashemayim, there couldn't be a drop. I couldn't be even with a drop, because then maybe it's a coincidence. I was still, in the hands of Mitzrayim, kivayachol. Then I would say, okay, I hardly got wet. So
right.
it had to be nothing. When everybody is drenched, sopping wet, just forget about it. Everybody was swimming in their clothes. And he was welting, like, I don't know, in Sahara or something. Goonish, nothing. Because then, then I got the union of the Hashachar, so then, there was a little give and take, when I started talking about it, bam, I got it. But it was already after my Yetzias Mitzrayim. It was already, it already happened to me when I realized that Chometz and matzah b'chinas teva v'hashgacha. Chometz and matzah, the two, Seif Yud Beis. The chometz and matzah are representing the two polars, opposites of teva, of nature, and hashgacha, which is providential sustenance. The Kodesh Baruch Hu watches over you.
Like personal supervision.
Kodesh Baruch Hu is watching over you. Chometz is the b'chinas teva. It's a natural thing. You put yeast in dough, whatever it is, it rises. That's teva. And matzah is b'chinas hashgacha.
The laws of Pesach. The laws of Pesach. Nothing says that matzah has no air. Everything has air, fire, and this doesn't have air. It's like a superfood because you didn't allow it to grow. So you take it, you bake it right away, and you don't allow the air to go in. Miraculous.
I hear. It's something needs to be contemplated deeply. This. The matzah is a representation of the divine providence, which, like the man, is p'chinas lechem min hashamayim, bread from the heaven. As Chazal said, "Ugash otziu Yisrael Mitzrayim," the cake that Am Yisrael took out of Mitzrayim. Ta'amu b'hem ta'ama, that matzah that they took out of Mitzrayim, the taste was the time of man, the manna from heaven. Kinefes b'chipozin, because it's baked with great rush, without a lot of technique, without a lot of tricks, without a lot of la'achmitz velati ma'iso, to sour up and make the bread any tastier. K'mo shosim belechem chometz, that's the way they do it. It's okay, it's allowed, it's legal. Sneezing is legal in this house. It's 100%. No, even in the video. Even if you were to blow your nose, it's still,
it's
okay.
Without warning.
Yeah, all right. You're right. No, this is it's a special video that is meant for humans. Humans, they can sneeze. They can sneeze.
Wow. Old timers.
Yes, for old timers. Sneeze and cough and burp. Without a lot of tricks, to sour up and to taste and the dough, like they're doing lechem chametz, like they do in regular bread. Ki matzah b'chinas b'tochon. The matzah represents trust. Trust in the Hashachar HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Without any business, without any doing, without any cooking, without any, כמו שכוסו ויעפוס המצק עוגס מצות כלא חומץ. They baked the dough, the cakes of matzahs, kilo chometz, for it didn't sour. V'gam tzeder lo asu lohem. They didn't prepare any kind of food to take with them. This is total trust. Aval chometz u'bchinas teva. The chometz represents nature. Bchinas dinim. That's the dinim. That is the judgments. Shenim shechrim b'chinas elokim. That they come about from the principle of the name Elokim. Shubigimatria teva. The name Elokim, the numerical value of the word Elokim is Ateva's nature. Kamuva. Sorry for all these noises that I'm making. I got a frog in my throat. This is all the greed comes from there. Mikaf me'avel mechometz, from the hand of somebody who is crooked and somebody who is chometz, somebody who is souring. Shabayim the exilus, this means souring means somebody who's stealing, somebody who's robbing. Shabayim the exilus, the people come to stealing. They ribu tavas moment through the increase of the time of money. This comes about through the bchina of heresies. They said, my power and the might of my head. Also, this is the thing that I'm a self-made man. I made my own fortune. I'm the one who brought it about. And they sour up their mind, call yimim, their entire life, how to get money. People are spending their money with marketing schemes and with business ideas and with whole kinds. How do I do this? And they go and they have, they have these marketing camps and where people go to marketing. They go to these camps for like a week, and they pay like anywhere between $25,000 and $50,000 per person.
I have a friend doing that. Like in the next 2 weeks, he paid like $15,000 to be like for 10 days or something. 2 weeks. It's a 2-week seminar, 80 hours. $15,000, man. But supposedly he's gonna get,
So they have these people. There's a guy called Jay Abraham, who's a big maven in marketing. That this is, people pay $25,000 for an hour of consultation, and if you don't want to pay $25,000 for his hour, so he says, okay, no problem. Just give me a certain percentage of the increase in business that you will do following my advice. And the people that take it afterwards are sorry they didn't give them the $25,000.
Wow. To sign the contract.
Of course it's on account of him. He doesn't do it with, with people that he doesn't trust, because, afterwards they want more. But, everything is sibas v'tachbulas, and they pass their entire lives just on that, and that, and that, and that. The truth is, it's totally the opposite. It's not from east, it's not from west. Elokim Shafet, the judge, the Kodesh Baruch Hu, Ze Yashpil v'Ze Yarim. Morishu Mashir, he makes rich, he makes poor. He lifts somebody on this side, he lowers somebody on the other side. Ve'ikar Achizas HaTeva, and the main stronghold of Teva, Mepchinas Chometz, that comes from judgment. This is where the Avodah Zarah come from. This is where the heresies come from. But when you sweeten the judgments completely, the way that it should be, when you reach, the supernal pidyon, then the meaning of the judgment, the trait of judgment totally flips over to Rachamim. Then the Teva is included in Hashachar. I would like to stop right here.
Stop at the Iker. Do that again.
I will stop. I'll go with the Iker again tomorrow. Tomorrow, Sunday. But I riddle you with stories of my wild